Welcome to Egg Shorts. I'm Kalen. He's Brandon. We're going to cover in the next 5 minutes the use of spurs on horses. We've talked about it in the shoot, but this one is going to be for a quick 5 minute infomercial, so to speak. Go for it, Dad.
Why do we need them? Not
Well,
for
how do
why
we
you
use
would
them
think.
more importantly?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, for us, it's a tool to help tighten a horse's belly, lift their belly up, get some bascule to their back, round their back so that they walk better, they collect better, and move. And it's not to drive them faster. You can do that, but that's not primarily what they're used for. And so we don't necessarily use spurs on every horse. Some horses you don't need to. Why use them? You don't need it. So, and there's a good amount of horses that I don't have to use spurs on just because of the way we've bred them, raised them. But at the same time, horses that are trained for other people, their horses, or if I think they're going to use spurs, then I'll go ahead and put a set of spurs on them just to acclimate them to them, if nothing else, even if they don't need them, so that the first time that they get on them and they want to have a set of spurs on because they're pretty or they make noise when they walk, uh, they stick that spur in that horse's gut. That horse knows what it is, and it doesn't blow up on them. So I think spurs are really used very incorrectly, probably 95% of the time.
Well, and for us, we come from the gaited horse community, which is a completely different community within the horse world in general. That's partly why we use spurs. Is you're talking about collecting their bellies up and stuff. Non-gaited horses normally don't need that because they go in a diagonal gait, which is a trot. We transverse between a lateral and a diagonal gait, and the kind of the happy medium is for us in a Tennessee Walker is a running walk, and that's why we utilize it in order to really train the athlete, which is the horse, in providing its own support system to do that. And that's why we utilize the spurs versus most, like you're talking about, non-gaited horses. I don't really know of a time where they really need it, other than it's just the slowest horse in the world and they just need a little bit of oomph.
Yeah, but you can also train that horse to move a little faster too by doing exactly the same thing, tightening that core up and making them reach, making them without running, making them stretch and extend that walk a little bit. And you can press a better walk out of a non-gaited horse doing exactly the same thing. You're not going to get quite the dramatic change, but you're going to still make that horse walk faster. And you tell me of any individual who doesn't admire a horse that really walks out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So I use that on non-gated horses as well. But one thing we don't use them for, going to town to look good.
Ching, ching.